I just want to start off, obviously, by acknowledging, 9/11. It's a very important day in our country's history, and want to, just say, still thinking thoughts and prayers for those families who were affected, and certainly for the first responders. Just continue to be in awe of them, and the work that they continue to do. So, just want to acknowledge that right here to start. I think when this date comes around every year, as a country, it draws us together, it reminds us what we stand for, and very thankful for that. Um, as far as uh, as far as status for the game, just give you a couple things. Um, Julian Blackmon will be out for the game. Uh, Quentin, Ryan, Costanzo, uh, Houston, Ty, the guys who didn't practice today. Well, obviously Quentin did practice today, so those guys will all be up and ready to go. So we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to having a squad that's really quite healthy. Going into week one. That's what we were hoping for, and so the guys have done a good job of getting themselves ready. We've had a very good week of practice. Getting ready for a division opponent who we respect greatly. So anticipate going down there and being really focused. That's what I would expect out of our team. Knowing that we have to play our best game against this team. We haven't fared well in this stadium, and so we need to do focus, play by play, right, and try to take care of business that way. But we'll look forward to the challenge.
Hey, Frank.
Yep.
Without the benefit of preseason games and with the more limited training camp, how confident are you in what the offense is going to do, and how curious are you to see how it makes that initial step?
I'm extremely confident. I feel really good. I mean, I think our players mentally and physically are prepared. And you need to be in this league because every week you're going up against an opponent that can knock you down and take you out. And so we don't expect any excuses of, no preseason games, first game of the year, knock the rust off. We've had plenty of chance to knock the rust off. I'm not saying that we'll be mistake-free. We'll make some mistakes out there. I mean, it's football. They get paid as well. And, we'll make a mistake or two and we'll get beat a time or two. But I believe our guys are ready.
Joel Erickson.
Frank, are you comfortable with coaching in the mask? Have you tried it at all to find out what it's going to be like? And I guess are you going to have the fog shield like Andy Reid did last night?
I'm going to have everything down there. Obviously, temperature will be a little bit different on our game than it was for Kansas City's game last night. So I'm not sure how that'll react. But I'll have several masks down there to decide which one. I've obviously been wearing them out here and kind of practicing which one feels best in the heat. I'll have a shield down there. I may bring that out and try it out, see how it responds in the weather, see how it feels. I've experimented kind of with all forms of protection. I'll take those down and then just make the decision down there.
Kevin Bowen.
Hey, Frank, I know you just said you aren't expecting much rust and things like that. Week one trends you typically see. I know you've mentioned before tackling, ball security, pre-snap penalties. Anything else stand out to you about things that you typically see in openers?
No, Kevin. I think, Kevin, those three things you just hit on right there are oftentimes, typical. The question is, how much can you reduce those, based on the fact that they're coming, and you try to anticipate it, and why do those come in week one, and how do we eliminate that problem before it happens or get ahead of it? So we try to do the best we can in all those three phases, and those will be big determination of who wins and loses games on Sunday. So we'll have to be at our best there.
Charlie Clifford.
Coach, I know this is an easy one to get up for considering the uncertainty we've been through this year, but will Phillip or any of the other captains address the team Saturday? And anything you can share on, has Phillip addressed the team kind of solo yet during his tenure here?
Yeah, no, as a matter of fact, Philip addressed the team probably a couple weeks ago. Did a great job. Guys responded well to it. I mean, Philip really had a great message for the team. So, yeah, and then we'll do our typical routine. Typically, we'll have one of the guys say something on Saturday morning at the end of our practice, and then our Saturday night routine is a little different. Our coordinators all kind of give a brief word, and then I give a brief word, on Saturday night. And a lot of times, later in the year, then sometimes we have players speak on a Saturday night later in the year. But until that point, we have, players giving a real brief thing in Saturday morning.
All right, last one, George Bremer.
Coach, you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but conventional wisdom, sort of more games are lost than won in the NFL. And you want to avoid that one big mistake with no preseason games and all the other things going into this. Is that maybe even more focused this year?
I mean, yeah, it's a great opportunity to bring it into sharper focus, I suppose. The key is, how do you do that and still maintain a posture of aggressiveness physically and mentally? You don't want to play not to lose. You just want to play good football. You want to execute. You want to play with the right fundamentals and technique. You want to keep an aggressive mindset, but you want to stay disciplined. So, these early games in this season are a great opportunity to emphasize that to guys. And I think guys really gravitate towards that message. And then, that gives you some foundation where, once you get going later in the year, where sometimes you can tend to forget those things, you get back to your roots, that kind of deal. So those things will be very important right from the very start.